The unfortunate truth is that the rich get richer, and it's definitely been escalated over the past couple years with the mass amount of government printing that's going on. But we're not going to dwell on this fact. We're actually going to look for the opportunity, and that's why today we are talking about a theme that I am investing in 2022, and that is luxury goods. So we're going to discuss a little bit about the theory, why I'm thinking this way, and then we're going to discuss some potential names that may be a great fit for your portfolio. So stay tuned for that. But if this is your first time here, my name's Nick. Welcome to Waste of Wealth. Before we get into the video, huge favor, huge ask. If you learn something new or you get some value out of the video, hit that like button for me. And if you haven't already, please consider hitting that subscribe button and turning that notification bell on for similar content just like this. I definitely appreciate that. This whole idea came to me when I was looking at this Financial Post article here talking about the billionaires and how 2021 created so many of them. So we see here the world's richest 500 people gained over 1 trillion in 2021. We go on to read that this was a record year. We saw a record 10 fortunes in excess of 100 billion. That's more than 200 above the 10 billion mark. And, Musk is obviously the wealthiest person in the world today. It kind of flip-flops between him and Jeff Bezos. But the combined net worths of all the Bloomberg Billionaire Index exceeds 8.4 trillion, more than the GDP of all countries except for the US and China. And that's kind of, you're seeing so much wealth being kind of held up in these upper classes and not dripping down, which economists think, the money printing or the helicopter money does. That's a story for a different day. We're not even talking about the top 1%. This is like the top 0.001%. So we're going to take a look right now just to give you an indication. The chart here shows what it would be like to be in the top 1% in these listed countries. So Monaco, obviously a very wealthy place, is $8 million of net worth, puts you into the top 1%. In the US, for example, is just over 4 million. And then moving down the ranks, you can kind of get an indication of where each country is. So obviously, it's not just the billionaires of the world that are taking advantage. It's just the top 1%. So what does the top 1% do? They obviously have the money to spend. They may not be as impacted as maybe the middle or lower classes that may have to worry a little bit more about inflation. Inflation, a hot topic in 2021, definitely leading into 2022, especially if interest rates go up. That will impact mortgages, will impact kind of that discretionary income spending. Who's not going to be impacted? Well, those who don't have to worry about those things. So we'll take a look at what the kind of luxury spending has been doing over the past couple years to get an understanding of what's going on in this market. So we have kind of the trend from 2007 listed here all the way up to 2021. Obviously, the impact in 2020, it was nothing was safe at that point, for lack of a better word. But we do see spending taking over in 2021, taking out all-time highs, which is just shy of that $280 billion mark. So the market cap for this luxury good market, 280 mil. We're going to be taking a look at this next article here to get an indication of where the analysts see it going. So we see Bain estimates that sales will increase from 283 billion in 21 to between 300 and 310 in 2022. So definitely a great growth there, and definitely a sector that should not be impacted by the underlying economic themes that are happening today. We're going to take a look at some examples of companies that have benefited. First one up is Bentley. So Bentley is owned by Volkswagen, so definitely a tradable company. I believe it trades in Europe. In Germany. So luxury car maker Bentley reports a second consecutive year of record sales. And what did that record sales look like? Well, they reported sales of 14,659 vehicles last year, a 31% increase in the company's previous sales of just over 11,000. We take a look at where the growth is happening. We see sales in America rose by 39%. We also see China increase by 40%. This could be new money. This could be old money. There's definitely a lot of money circulating around the economy right now, whether you're making it in dividend stocks, which are performing really well right now, or maybe even the cryptocurrencies or NFTs. That's definitely created a lot of new millionaires and so forth. So Bentley has definitely benefited in 2021, and that trend should definitely continue. And one of the ways that you can kind of get an understanding of how this market has performed is an S&P, the Global Luxury Index. And this Global Luxury Index can be found on the S&P website here. It's not tradable per se. There are some ways to play it in Europe, which we'll take a look at in a bit. But what we're going to see is the performance. So we have the 3-year chart up, and we see that the 3-year return is about 27%. If we take a look at what the 1-year return, what it did in 2021, we see it did 18% last year alone. An anomaly maybe, but obviously when we look at things like Bentley having all-time high sales, it's definitely something that should be further investigated. So 5-year, looking further out, a 19% return, just shy of 20 there. And then if we look on the 10-year basis, 13%. So we definitely see the massive spike coming after the 2020, kind of synonymous with all the money printing that's happening. And maybe as that money gets taken off the table, we don't see as high as returns, but definitely a good sector and something that myself, I'm personally in. So what we're going to take a look at next is just to see what makes up this sector. We see Tesla in here. We see LVMH, which is Louis Vuitton. They also own a bunch of other companies in there. So do some homework on that. We have some other like Estee Lauder trades in the US, Hermes, Nike's on here, Diageo, and so forth. So you can definitely come into here and take a look at what makes up this sector. But I guess this brings us down to the main point. Where can I invest if we're in North America, or an opportunity to kind of look and see if maybe this is the right fit for you? So I found this article here, but Motley Fool, just kind of highlighting 2 ideas that we're going to talk about right now. So LVMH basically trades over in Europe as well, but you can buy it as an ADR. There's some technicalities behind that, so if you're not sure with what that is, maybe this might not be the right play for you. But just a little bit about the company. It's the world's biggest luxury company and valued at around $300 billion. It's diversified into wine and spirits, luxury fashion, leather goods, perfumes, cosmetics, jewelry, among other businesses. It's most luxury companies. LVMH saw a revenue decline in 2020, but has rapidly recovered in 2021 with sales 11% above 2019 levels. So looking at pre-pandemic levels there. Another great one here is Ferrari. So Ferrari is the high-end sports car maker. It's got a lot of protectionism in there in terms of having to own a Ferrari already to get like a new model. So it's a little bit of a culture and definitely a status symbol there. And it's definitely performed pretty well. So these are 2 companies that I would definitely take a look at, have in your watch list, see if there's opportunities on the downside for you to take advantage. We'll take a look at just what the performance looks like for both of them. So the light blue line here is Ferrari. It trades as an ADR as well on, I believe it's the New York Stock Exchange. The ticker is RACE, RACE. And you can see the performance over this 5-year period is around 197%. Or sorry, my apologies, 329%. We also see LVMH. I've taken the ADR that trades on the over-the-counter market as LVMHUY, and it's up over 307% over the past 5 years. We take a look at the past year performance, which has definitely been kind of where this has made so much of an impact. We have LVMH up 28% and Ferrari up almost 18%. So these are two different areas in which I think, albeit, yes, the rich get richer. That's definitely a fact. Let's take advantage of it. Let's use this to our opportunity. They won't stop buying. So let's take advantage on our end as well. Invest in these companies and kind of use them to increase our net worth as well. So take a look for opportunities to buy. I'm not saying to get in at these prices today. Have it on your watch list. Do some more homework. Do your own due diligence. But let me know down below, is there any other luxury goods or any other sectors you were looking at in 2022? I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, if you're still with me, hit that like button. I definitely appreciate that. Have a great week in the markets. Happy trading.